Hi, it's me again, and we're going to go through the next section for Disneyland app. Disney World and Disneyland do act a little differently. So I'm going to push my Disneyland app here at the bottom. It's going to open up, and we've already gone over the home page. We've already gone over the teardrop, the plus sign, except for there's one thing I want to show you here. When you open up the plus sign, you can go up to the very top. Excuse me, check dining availability. So let's say you're walking through the parks, you don't have a reservation, but you really want to sit down and maybe counter services don't look good to you, and you just guys want to get out of the heat and you want to sit down at a nice table service or, and you come up to the check dining availability, do your party size, click the day that you want, and let's say that we're going to do today, and it's lunchtime. You can either choose lunch or you can do more of the time. So I always like doing more of the time. So let's say it's 12:30 and you're at 1 o'clock. Here you can see that it shows you what is available at 1 o'clock. So you have the Storytellers Cafe. That's a character experience, and that's at Grand Californian Hotel. And the Craftsman Bar, it's very good, but it's also at the Grand California Hotel. So you don't want to walk, you want to be in the parks. Well, here you have River Bell Terrace, and it has 2 times available right here. You can go ahead and choose it and make your reservation, and then there you have it. So that's really handy to know. All right, we got to click out of that. We're going to go over here to the bottom 3, and we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about My Genie Day and Tipboard. The My Genie Day, you can go up to the top and click it, and you can say My Day. Here is where you want to set it up before you go. Start here to plan your day at the very top, and it says Get Started Now. So we're going to click on Get Started Now. And it already pulls up my calendar, the days I'm going to be at Disneyland and California Adventure. And it tells me, hey, you have park plans for Disneyland Park. You're reserved there. Again, on the 15th, I'm reserved there. I go up to the calendar and I can click, oh, hey, look, I have Disney California Adventure Park that day, the hours that it's going to be operating, and then Disneyland Park again. And my last day there, we don't talk about the last day. It's so sad. Anyway, now I'm going to go to the 14th because that's the day I arrive. So I go up to the calendar, I click the 14th, and I push continue. And it tells me who's going to be there on the 14th and who's not eligible. These guys they have tickets, but they don't have park reservations for that day. They have it for the next day. So this is correct. And if it's not correct, you can click on or off people, add them, take them off. But they will tell you they don't have a park reservation. Goodness. Okay, so continue at the bottom. And here I can choose my attractions. I have some already chosen. They won't let you choose all the ones you're interested in, just a few, just to get an idea of what kind of traveler you are. So let's say I already have mine and I want Pirates of the Caribbean right here towards the bottom. And it'll say, oh, you have a wish overload. We love the enthusiasm, but you only need to choose a few per category to get started. Okay, so they don't need to know everything, so just choose your favorites. So you have dining here as you scroll down. Again, they only let you choose a few. And then they'll tell you what's unavailable, so you don't need to worry about that. That's funny. They have not updated this, apparently, because Fantasmic and Tale of Lion King are both open. If you want to do Enchanting Extras, you can click that too, and then it will tell you when it's available. But if you want to do them, I suggest you get reservations now. Here you can personalize it even more, like what are your favorites? And you can see what I have, the purple check mark, white check mark with the purple circle, park interests. I'm not interested in experiences for little ones, although I still enjoy rides like that, but I don't have it up there. I don't need seasonal offerings right now. I don't need to know what's new. So I have certain ones. So once you get that filled out, then we're going to push continue. And I don't need to worry about height requirements or accessibility. So I don't need to add those, but if you do, feel free. And then I'm going to go to view my day. And it'll bring up my day. And this is for the free Genie Plus that everybody gets, okay? So it just tells me as I'm going throughout my day how to organize it, you don't really need to listen to it. It's just important to have, if you have Genie Plus, to fill this out beforehand. Now, we're going to go over to my tip board, which, if you remember, let's click on the bottom 3 here, the 3 lines. If you remember, it's also at the top left, and my Genie Day is at the top right. So if you click on tip board, it will also have my day. Tip board and my day always go together, as you can see that. So here's my day for June 15th. Well, I don't have tickets or park reservations, but I can also come under here. There's just some things I want to point out. You can change your park. So if I want to do California Adventure, then I go to the bottom and change my park back. It brings up this. And I can also edit my selections here. So we're going to now talk about Genie Plus and getting rides and looking at the times. So I can edit my selection. I want to be at Disneyland Park. I'm going to click underneath attraction and shows. This is my top picks. I'm going to edit my selection. Let's say that I really, really want to get Big Thunder Mountain, okay? And I'm going to save that. You can save as many as you want, but I wouldn't save more than 2 or 3 at the top. So let's say Haunted Mansion and Space Mountain. Those are your top 3 rides. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, okay? You just got into the park. You can purchase your individual lightning lanes when you enter the park. So it's not like Walt Disney World where you have to get up at 7 in the morning and get it. As soon as you go through the turnstiles, you can choose your first individual lightning lane. You can buy 2 of them, and then you can choose your first lightning lane. But your whole party has to be there if you want to make the reservations for your whole party. If one person's in there, you can only, let's say, Charisse, you go in before Nicole. Nicole wants to sleep in, and you're like, I want to ride Alice in Wonderland, and she's going to meet me. She has to be in the park for you to make that Genie Plus reservation for her. So you can just make it for you, and then you'd go ride it, and then you'd be, Nicole will meet you, or she can get her own at some time. All right, so we're in the park. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad's at 12:20, and that's like 20 minutes from now. Right now, my clock says, it says 12 o'clock now. So 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and just get that. We're going to book the experience. It's now, and so once you book it, once you use it, you can get, and you check into the ride, you can get your next one. Let's say you book it. You can check in 5 minutes before, no earlier, and I think it's 15 minutes after your hour. So you could check in. Let's say you book this at 12:20. It's not giving me anything because I don't have a park reservation or tickets. You can check in at 12:15, and then you have from 12:20 to 1:20 plus the 15 minutes. So that's 1:35. To use this Genie Plus. So it really does give you a big grace period. All right, so let's say that you used your Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, but you really want to ride Space Mountain here. So what I would do is, you've already ridden it. I would go into edit selections and just take that off. All right, and you can add another one. Let's say, hey, I want to ride It's a Small World or Jungle Cruise. So save those. And go back to the top. So Haunted Mansion's at 1:35, and let's say it's 1 o'clock, or, you want to do Space Mountain really badly. I would go ahead, and one thing that you can do, let's say that 3:50 is kind of far out of the way, you can refresh your page by pulling down on the screen, and you can refresh it to see if you can get a better time for that Hyperspace Mountain, okay? Oh, there it just dropped down to 3:35 if you saw that. Well, I want to see if I can get it even. Now it went back up to 3:55. But I'm going to continue to see if I can refresh it. Sometimes you can just sit down and eat an ice cream bar and do this for 10 minutes. And 10 minutes does feel like a really long time when you're just refreshing. It just depends. But maybe 3:55 is good for you. Who knows? I like to play around with this, as you can see, when I'm not in the parks, just to see what time I could get, how long it takes me to get a better time. But you could book that experience, and obviously it's 2 hours out, so the 120-minute rule pops in. So I would set, so at 3:55, whether you have used this or not, you're set to go at 3:55. I would set my alarm for 2 o'clock. Do you see the time up here? It says 12:02, and I've gotten my Genie Plus for Hyperspace Mountain at 3:55. It's past the 2 hour mark. I set my alarm for 2:01 p.m. And then when my alarm goes off, hey, I can get my next Genie Plus. So I can still have Hyperspace Mountain, but I'm going to go ahead and at 2:01, I'm going to grab Haunted Mansion or Indiana Jones. In the meantime, I'm going to go ride It's a Small World because it's only a 35-minute wait. That's not very long at all. Or Jungle Cruise. So you can fill your time with shopping or eating, or you know how to use this. But I just wanted to let you know that it is a little different than Walt Disney World. You cannot get your individual Lightning Lane or your first Genie Plus selection until you get into the park. And I believe that is all you need to know about how it's different with Genie Plus. But anytime you have problems with Genie Plus, or you're not getting your ILL and it's giving you problems, go see guest services. They're really very good at helping and making things a little better. Sometimes they'll just be like, well, sorry, we can't help you. But a lot of times they'll be like, well, how can we make this better for you? And, just go in there and be kind to them, and you can take pictures of what your screen is saying, and guest services are really helpful people. It's a premier customer service experience. I've gone there several times, and they've always been super professional and super helpful, and they have everything at their disposal to make it right if they can. So we did over dining availability. We went over my day and tip board. So we're going to go back, push the arrow here. We're going to go back and just talk over a few of these things. Again, at the bottom here on the right, it says chat with us. This is really important. And I will open it and show you that I have actually chatted with them. You can see that at one point I wrote them at 12:14 p.m. last year, and they read it and wrote back by 12:20. So they are usually right on top of it. And if you have questions, it's a good way to cancel a reservation within your 24-hour period. They're very helpful. Just explain to them, say, hey, I can't make my dining reservation. I'm really sad, but I also don't want to be charged. And now I'm within my 24-hour period. Can you please cancel it? And they do. They're great. You can chat with them about Genie Plus stuff. You can chat with them about, we need help with this or that, or we're having a hard time getting around. So if you just go up, you can see this just takes you to shop merchandise. It takes you to Shop Disney. You don't need that when you're at the parks. Play Disney Parks. It depends on if you want to engage in those games that they have. This one's really important over here to the left, the park hours and info. That helps with a lot of things. So they will tell you everything that's going on. So you can do park hours here to the right, top right is park hours, and you can go to today, and then it will give you the information of the nighttime fireworks and entertainment, what time you can see it, and other things that they have. Obviously, you would have closed for refreshment. I believe Pirates will be open by the time you're there. I hope it will be. I can double check that for you. Okay, and then mobile food orders up here to the right. It's in the middle. This is where you can modify your order. I think we went over that before. Let's say you make a mobile order. Remember, the plus sign and order food is where you can do the mobile order. Go to the 3 lines again. Mobile order food orders is where you see what you've ordered. You can click on it to say, I'm here, prepare my food, or you can modify the time. I would modify it no later than 20 minutes before you show up. If you do 15 minutes before you show up, they can no longer modify the time for you. I would say 30 minutes is your safest bet, though. I wouldn't push it. Your tickets and passes. So you're going to get your tickets and passes pretty soon. I think July 18th, and we'll make sure we link them to your My Disney Experience app. And this is what it will look like. When you check into the turnstiles, the very first time they will take your picture. And then you will also have your tickets here that will show up. And you and Nicole can both put them on your own phones. You can keep track of each other's, or you can just have your individual one, however you want to set that up. I believe that is everything. I tried to make this as short as possible. I'm really excited for you guys, and I know that you'll have a wonderful time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. When you're at Disneyland, don't hesitate again to reach out to me, or reach out to a cast member, or go to guest services. I will be sending an itinerary for you probably a week before you leave. And I can't wait to talk to you and see how your trip goes. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.